Welcome to All Saints Church, Gresham. The church sits on a slight rise in the centre of Gresham, a beautiful North Norfolk village. Our churchyard is attractive in all seasons, from the snowdrops and aconites in February to the daffodils in early spring, and here the bluebells in May. Surrounding the churchyard are wonderful deciduous trees which provide stunning autumn colours and vibrant greens in the spring. Owing to a successful lottery bid and some local fundraising, the church was repaired and extensively renovated during 2020 and 2021. We'd like to show you around. The main church door is supported by these wonderfully functional yet highly decorated wrought iron hinges. The earliest memorial in the church is in the floor just inside the entrance, a metal plate dated 1505, dedicated to James Catt. The Latin reads, "Pray for the soul of James Catt, gentleman. May God have mercy on his soul." In front of us is the font, the church's crowning glory. It's a rare 15th century Seven Sacrament octagonal font. The extra side depicts the baptism of Christ. This banner explains the detail of each panel, and the information is available through our Gresham Church Friends website. What is remarkable is the pristine condition of all but one panel. The craftsmanship of the sculptor shows clearly the features of a dying man, headdress of the time, and folds in the clothes worn. We can now look down the aisle of the nave towards the altar. The original nave would have been much smaller than this. It was thought to be remodelled in the late 12th or 13th century. The 13th century windows on both the south and north walls are narrow, probably the first style used in the enlarged nave. The middle windows on each side are in the perpendicular style, added in the 14th century, typified by straight vertical and horizontal lines in the tracery. They allowed the church to benefit from more light. Overall, 14th century developments show increased wealth in the area, much of it based on wool. This blocked archway in the northeast corner of the nave was the entrance to a staircase leading to the rood loft, a display balcony above a rood screen long since lost. A rood screen is an ornate partition between the chancel and the nave, characteristic of many medieval churches. The chancel is 14th century and was added to the existing nave and is dominated by this east window in the decorated architectural style. It is typical of the later 14th century, but simple compared with those dominating decorated windows in cathedrals. The window incorporates Victorian glass and was removed and restored by specialists as part of the project. The stained glass in the other chancel windows is also Victorian. The themes depicted in the southeast nave window include Holman Hunt's mid-19th century painting, The Light of the World. There are many memorials on show in the church, both on the walls and in the floor. In the chancel, we see the Spurgeon family remembered. The widow of the last Reverend Spurgeon donated our organ, which was made in Norwich in 1897. A local landowning family since the 17th century, the Batts, lost 3 sons during the Second World War and are remembered here along with their parents and other members of the family. Our church has been transformed internally thanks to our lottery funding. The crumbling plaster on the walls has been repaired and fully redecorated in the colour fresco, which has transformed the feel of the church. Both the north and south pew platforms at the western end of the nave have been repaired with new joists, and the south side has brand new boards under the pews. As we leave the church, on the right are a set of well-worn steps leading to a small room above the porch, sometimes called a parvis. It had many uses in early modern England, such as accommodation for travelling priests or storage. Our porch is dated after the main church building, probably late 15th century, and is built with walls of knapped flint. The south face has a window for the parvis, with a niche which would have held a statue, likely to have been removed during the Reformation in the 16th century or later. On the right stone upright at the porch entrance, you can see the remains of two sundials called scratch sundials, which would have been used to inform villagers of the time of the Sunday service, when the weather was sunny. The church may be of Saxon origin. At the base of the tower you can see long and short work, large stones supporting a smaller stone, and so on for several layers. These examples at the base of the tower, both to the south and to a lesser extent to the north, indicate that the Saxons founded the church in the 9th or 10th century prior to the Norman conquest of 1066. Gresham Church tower was built over several centuries. The size of the flints gets smaller and is more precisely layered as it rises. It was dependent at the outset and for centuries to come on the seasonal work of the labouring population. At quiet times in the farming year, they'd add to the tower, work which would then settle before they returned to it. It could have been completed in the 12th or 13th centuries. The inside of the tower underwent extensive repair during the renovation. A new floor was added for safety, the parapet has been repointed, the belfry cleaned and repaired, and a new trapdoor fitted. The belfry was developed in the 17th century when bells from Norwich and York were installed. The tower's crenellation was added in the late 19th century. The buttresses, particularly on the north side, have been repaired and repointed, and the north chancel roof given new timbers and a breathable membrane. The vestry roof and porch roof have also had repair work completed. A completely new rainwater collection system has been installed, and channels dug along the north and south sides of the church for drainage, pipes leading to new soakaways in the churchyard. Previously, the water seeping into the ground had undermined the foundations and led to rising damp in the church. Southern channel digging was temporarily interrupted when builders came across a vault. The architect adjusted the channel route to go around it, and the vault remains undisturbed. We have 3 protected species of bats roosting in the church: common pipistrelle, soprano pipistrelle, and brown long-eared bats. A bat mitigation licence was required, and bat boxes placed on trees to the east of the church to ensure any bats deterred by the building work had alternative accommodation options. At the centre of village life in Gresham for more than 900 years, All Saints Church is still used by the community for services today. Services are held on the first Sunday of each month, and special occasions such as Easter, Remembrance Day, Harvest Festival and Christmas. All are welcome to attend. We hope you have enjoyed your whirlwind tour of All Saints Church Gresham. The church is open every day, so please feel free to visit in person if you're in the area.